Yo, what's going on, good people, man? Welcome to another edition, Zaya Talks, man. I'm excited about this conversation, man. Listen, I hope you got your notifications on if you're rocking with me on YouTube. If you're checking me out on Facebook for the first time, go to the YouTube page, man, and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And hit that like button, man. It helps a whole lot, man, with the actual channel. So I want to encourage you to do that, man. But I just want to get into this conversation right quick, man, because this is something that's necessary to talk about. Today's topic, today's conversation, a little 10-minute conversation is going to be about I'm working on it. And truly what I'm going to be talking about in this post is just the things in my life personally. But ultimately, I still want to give a realistic point of view from a human, from a person who has been, you know what I'm saying, working on just mental things and also physical things, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, realizing that none of us are perfect, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that we beat ourselves up when we get in situations when we don't see the end result. And so that's pretty much what I want to conversate about in this post. So listen. Hey, let's get right into this thing, man. So first and foremost, man, I just want to talk to you guys, man, from this angle, man, that, you know, personally in my life, I've been going through, man, so many different challenges and struggles, man. And something I want to point out, man, I think that's necessary and worthy of conversating about is, you know, there's times in my life where I wake up, you know what I'm saying? I just feel just not like actually really speaking to nobody, you know, not really conversating at all or talking to no one or anything like that. But there's something that's in me, man, that gives me this solid conviction, you know what I'm saying, every single day, man. It reminds me that I am a person to be loved, a person that is loved, and a person that is worthy, you know what I'm saying, of, you know, joy in that day, you know. So for example, man, like I said, today I woke up on, you know, just really just kind of wrestling with the simple fact of just appreciating who I was as a person. Sometimes personally in your life, you know, you don't really appreciate yourself as much as you should. You know what I'm saying? We look for other things to validate us, compliment from somebody, or, you know, even, you know, looking for a reassurance from our spouse and things of that nature, friends, or, you know what I'm saying, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it might be. And for me, you know, just waking up and just having to get into prayer and constantly remembering, like, hold up, Isaiah, that you're loved, that God loves you, and that there's nothing that, you know, can change the fact of his love for you. Even on your worst day, his love is greater. Even on your great days, his love is greater. And I think sometimes personally, you know, we go in situations and we feel that things are not going to always work out, you know what I'm saying, when we go through a situation that's terrible, or we fall in a situation that we normally, you know, would say no to. But I just want to encourage you guys and let you know that as a Christian or as a person, anyone who has any value, you know, just looking at themselves and seeing value in themselves, man, I just want to encourage you and let you know that it's not a bad thing, you know what I'm saying, to understand and know that, you know, you're an imperfect being, an imperfect creature, especially in relationships. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of situations I have with my wife that, you know, I'm very transparent and talking and sharing and open about it. We don't always agree on a lot of things, right? But that does not mean that our marriage is not from God. That does not mean that we are at odds and hate each other. That just means that we're human and we're working on it. We're growing, we're learning to, you know, really find the common ground with, you know, accepting each other for our differences. So I had a conversation with my wife. We was chopping it up and everything, and I was saying, babe, I think that it's just as necessary to make a big deal out of what people do that's right than making big deals of things that, you know, that people are constantly doing wrong. And my wife was like, babe, I understand, I get what you're saying. She says, I'm gonna work on that. I'm working on that. And I think that that's so powerful because, you know, in a relationship or, you know, wherever you are in life, you know what I'm saying, when you're making commitments to get better, or you're trying to do something new, or to really just, you know, reason with people and have peace with each other, it does require letting go of a personal, you know, feeling or emotional situation we're tied to, whether it's, you know, this is the way that I've done this my whole life, or whether it's, hey, you know what I'm saying, I didn't understand or realize that I'm doing these things. But I think when it's brought out in the open and we communicate and talk about them, you know, I was able to kind of bring it to my wife in a way where she was able to really understand and feel, you know, our conversation. And you know what I'm saying? And I realized something, that even me bringing it to my wife and sharing with her the things that, you know what I'm saying, were uncomfortable for me, that was a place that I had to work on as well, that I'm continuing to work on, is just coming to people, talking to them about when I feel offended, or when I'm hurt, or when things are not, you know, worthy, well, things are worthy of me conversating about it or complimenting on it, or whatever it might be, but there's some type of fear there that's keeping me from saying these things. And so I just wanted to be transparent with you guys and let you guys know that I'm working on it. I'm working on, every single day, being a greater communicator, or, being able to share with my wife just different struggles and different, just whatever it might be, and opening up to her. And those are very vulnerable places. And so I just wanted to encourage you and let you know, don't beat yourself up, or don't put yourself in this box that, hey man, I'm going through these things and no one understands. You know what I'm saying? That's good that nobody understands your transition, because if people understood you and your transitions, you know what I'm saying, and where you were personally in your life, I think ultimately, you know what, there will be no room for growth, and how God uses these different obstacles and things to help us to grow, to help us to see things differently. I've realized personally in my life that there was issues I had even with my children, and me being, very uncomfortable communicating with them in different areas because of my upbringing, and me not being comfortable looking at people in the eye, and feeling inferior to certain situations. But I've realized something, that those obstacles that were, personal obstacles, me working on them led to a victory, led to a great moment of me going to in myself and saying, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to always live this way. I want to give people respect, you know what I'm saying, appreciating who they are as people, being able to communicate with them. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Caden, bro? Long time. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. I'm grateful that you on here with me today, bro. What's the deal, man? And that's just one of the things personally. Yes, bro, it's been a long time. I ain't seen you in a second, bro. But yeah, and I just really wanted to point that out, that, it's a necessary thing for, us to continue to realize that we are a work in progress, and who we are communicating with and in relationships with, or in our families, whatever it might be, if they are a work in progress too. And that's one of the most difficult things to realize when you're working on yourself. It's necessary to have an open mind and to realize that other people are working on themselves too. But I want to encourage you with this and let you know, if you are in any situation where you feel defeated in a relationship, at a workplace, or, you know what I'm saying, in your family, it's always important to stand up and to talk about those things. Talk to your, you know what I'm saying, your girl about these things, your wife, or your parents, or at the workplace. When you feel uncomfortable about certain things, it's necessary to talk to people about them, because if you never open your mouth and communicate about it, you'll never, get to a place of communication. Prime example. Today I was with my wife we were driving to McDonald's. We was going to get my daughter a McFlurry. And we were just having a conversation and everything. And my wife is just so crazy, y'all. I hope she's not watching. But she's so crazy, bro. Listen, if I'm driving and I'm responsible for the vehicle, every corner, every stoplight, she's like, babe, stop. Hold on, watch. Hold on. I'm like, babe, I'm driving, okay? Let me drive the whip, and you just sit over there and be in the passenger seat. And I told my wife something today that I think that it was kind of like I guess just a moment where I was able to share with her just kind of like how I was feeling about. I'm like, babe, Drea, my daughter, she let me know when she's driving in the car. She just got her permit and she drives with us in the car. So she says, Daddy, I love driving with you because you're very calm and you let me drive. And what's so amazing, I told my wife, I said, babe, it's not a bad thing to help somebody if they're struggling with something or if they're going through something. But at the same time, babe, not every corner and every turn you have to always talk about, I did this or I did that, or, whatever it might be. So the whole point of this story was, when we got in the McDonald's line, I talked to my wife. I said, babe, because she said something and I just agreed with her. I said, okay, babe, you're right. That's fine. And so we got up to the window, we getting ready to pay, and I said, babe, I said, can I ask you a question? She said, yeah. I said, listen, I said, what do you do in situations when, let's just say that you know that you want to communicate with somebody how you feel about something, but they're not really hearing it? It's a hostile situation. How do you handle that situation? And my wife started talking about the situation between me and her. I said, babe, just overall, let's just take us out of this situation. I want to know, how do you handle it? And she said, you know what? I'll communicate with them my feelings. And I said, how do you bring peace to that situation? Or like, what's the way that you bring peace to it? Like, what would you do? And she started to talk to me and communicate, letting me know, like, just she'll try to do it in X, Y, and Z. And I said, babe, I'm asking you this question because this is an area personally for me that I'm growing in. I'm learning how to be able to be in heated conflict, not to the point of hurting somebody or harming somebody or putting them down, but being able to know how to stand up for myself when it comes to whatever it might be, and not being right all the time, but just standing up for myself, and so we conversated and everything, and so we kind of had a really good conversation. But this is what I want to share with you, and something I've learned from that situation is that if you're a person that's like me, right, a person who always wants to strive for peace, think about everybody as a nice person, and don't desire to see evil things in people and all of this stuff, there are moments of challenge, and when those challenges come up, it's necessary to handle them in a good manner. And the way that I handled it wasn't good, right? I basically shut down and just agree with my wife, which is the title of this actual Zaya Talks, as I'm working on it. Learning how to be able to be in heated conflicts and still maintain a sense of relationship with your spouse, with your friends, or whomever. But that was my struggle, and that's what I'm working on, knowing how to be able to communicate in spite of indifference. And that is some of the most challenging things for me. Growing up in my family, we always not just agree with everybody, but we did everything we could to get around fighting. So we loved each other, and that's the way that we did things. But my wife, on the other hand, she communicates through things, and I'm not used to that. And I've been with my wife for close to 12 years now. So, and I share that with you guys to let you know something, so that you can see my life and me being transparent and understand that as a minister, someone who's growing and still doing and still striving every single day to shoot for the best and to continue to be great at what I do, I'm realizing that greatness, hear this, greatness is not void of struggles. Greatness is not a way, being great is not a way to avoid the struggle. In fact, it's the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you're working on something and being great at anything, there's always opposition, because you're letting go of, selfishness, I think, in a way, because you're being selfish to the fact of what your flesh desires to do. You know what I'm saying? You let go of that. Your flesh says don't move, and you tell yourself, nah, I got to get up, I got to move. So you're letting go of that selfish desire to stay in that place, and you saying, I have to get past this and keep moving forward. And that is challenging at times, so anytime you're desiring to be great, those things are always on the table. It's always letting go of how you feel about certain things, letting go of little small, little heated arguments, and, looking past it and doing things differently, because I was happy as a fool. Listen, I was happy, man. I was happy. I was excited. I'm like, babe, this is going to be an awesome day, a great day. I woke up. I was in prayer. I was feeling good. I'm like, man, this is going to be a dope day. But I still was met with challenges. I still encountered indifference. I still encountered, having to be able to express and explain myself in situations. Now, I'll say this, and this is what we're going to conclude with. When you're in a relationship with somebody, being in agreement with them all the time is dangerous. And the reason I say that is because, if let's just say you're right about something. If you're right about something and you agree with the other person for the sake of peace, what you're doing is you're allowing more chaotic situations to occur. Thereby, there's going to be always, dysfunction. But when you learn to stand up for what's right, you're still going to be met with opposition, but you have done what you were able to do in that situation. And so I just wanted to let you guys know something, that yes, I'm working on it. And listen, it's going to get better. I believe it without a shadow of a doubt. But I wanted to leave you with some nuggets and some jewels from personal situations to help you to see that there are things that you can do and overcome, and that you fight through despite how you feel. You might be a person like me who don't like confrontations and arguments and just love peace and love to get along with everybody. But you find yourself in situations where you have to stand up for your truth and what you believe in and wrestle with the fact of conflict. Because anytime that you are standing for truth and there's an opposition against that, which is negative and negative responses or whatever, you're going to be met with opposition. You're going to have to stand up and fight. But there is a way to overcome it, I personally believe, by communicating through it and wrestling through the indifference, still standing for the truth, and ultimately coming out with the victory, ultimately coming out with some sense of success that you're able to be you're able to be productive in your life. And so I just wanted to encourage you with that, and encourage you, you know what I'm saying, and let you know that, man, like, this is something that everybody's striving and working on. And I love to be transparent, because I know when the cameras are off or when the lights are off and when nobody's watching, that there are silent moments of wrestling that you have to come to grips, and you have to really talk to yourself and pull yourself through certain situations. That's why this channel exists. So listen, if you are a person who, you know what I'm saying, haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and the like button. By doing that, you know what, you locked in and everything will be official. You already know it, man. So listen, man, I just want to encourage you guys, stay up, be encouraged, and listen, if there's anything that you need in prayer, listen, I want to encourage you, man, come to the channel. We got a prayer service that goes long for an hour. Be encouraged, be inspired, and all of those good things. Also, I want to encourage you guys, listen, there's new music that I got coming. Man, some big things is happening, man, in the next couple months, and I don't want you guys to miss out. So listen, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, hit the like button, come and continue to rock with your boy. It'll be a blessing, man. Shout out to you, Kaden, man. Thank you, man, for all your love and your support, man, and just all that you've done, man, like, rocking with me, man. I appreciate that, bro. Straight out. But listen, y'all, but that's pretty much it, y'all. I would like to keep these short, not too long. It was supposed to have been 10 minutes, but we went 7 over, probably 8 over, but that's cool. It was needed. But other than that, though, y'all, I'll holler at y'all, man, and I will see you guys very soon. And one last thing before I go, you already know, most definitely,